Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV for the 2021 Intercollegiate Team Championships from Spectrum Lanes in Wyoming, Michigan. My name is Aaron Smith with USBC Communications and Bowl TV, and we are ready for more bowling here from Spectrum in the greater Grand Rapids area. We've had our first round of match play on the men's side. We'll run that down in a little bit, but right now, our top 16 women's teams are taking to the lanes. They're finishing up their practice here in just the next couple of minutes, and they will be qualifying first to determine seeding for the bracket, and then getting their first round of match play underway as well before we wrap things up for today here. Day number one of the ITC. It's already been exciting. We've had a couple best of sevens. We had some massive comebacks. We had some matches go down to the 10th frame, all to be expected here at the ITC, and we hope for plenty more of that come throughout the rest of Thursday here. And then a nice long day of best of seven Baker matches Friday to determine the folks who are going to be going to the CBS Sports Network show. And you know what? There might even be a chance for some bonus bowling Saturday morning before we get to the tapings of the shows on CBS Sports Network. They begin to run May 11th with the women's singles show all the way until we get to June 1st when the final ITC show airs. We'll talk about those details a little bit more. But let's go to the lanes, catch the last few minutes of practice before it is time to bowl. So with that, you guys had plenty of me. Let's go to the lanes from the Spectrum Entertainment Complex. We are behind lanes 15 and 16 to start today, and we'll be watching Baker and Stephen F. Austin in their first Baker set. But throughout the course of the day, you do have access to watch every single pair in play and every team competing throughout the course of the center. So if you're new to Bowl TV and kind of wondering, where can I access that? I want to watch all the channels. I want to watch my favorite teams. It's pretty easy to do. You can, if you're on a desktop or a laptop, it should be underneath the video. So if you see the chat, just check underneath the video there. You should see a few different channels with the live button by it. If you click on one of those, that will take you to that channel. You'll still have sound. You just won't have the commentary. That's what the ITC main channel is kind of about. Just kind of talking you through the event, giving you updates along the way. But you certainly can follow your favorite teams throughout the course of competition. If you're watching on a mobile device, be sure to check it out in the top right-hand corner. You'll see a 4-box window pane. That's where you'll get the access to the channel navigation across the site. So it works the same way, just a different way with the menu. So with that, we're wrapping up these final few shots. See a question in the chat from James about live scoring. We do have that available here, so let's drop that in the chat for everybody, and we'll run a couple other places too. It should take a minute to pop up, and then we'll be good to go once they start bowling. So taking a look across the house, depending on who you're looking for as we get underway with Baker and Stephen F. Austin once again for a Baker set. We're going to have 3 of those. They're 4 games apiece, so a total of 12 games available to determine seeding for the match play bracket coming up a little bit later today. Once again, that is best of 7 Baker. Baker throughout the entire event here at the Intercollegiate Team Championships. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be loud. Just what we like to see. So Baker and Stephen F. Austin here on 15 and 16. We have Monmouth and Maryville over on 11 and 12. I'm just reading these off as they are near me. But over on 7 and 8, we have Mount St. Mary's and Lawrence Tech. Wichita State and North Carolina A&T on 3 and 4. Delaware State and McKendree on 19 and 20. Wisconsin Whitewater and Newman on 23 and 24. Mount Mercy and Louisiana Tech on 27 and 28, and then Lincoln Memorial and St. Ambrose on 31 and 32. Once again, this is just a qualifying portion. These teams are just matched up with these particular opponents, not necessarily competing against them, but ultimately determining the seeding for bracket play coming up a little bit later today. The competitors did not know what the oil pattern was. They had the opportunity to practice for an hour yesterday to get comfortable with the condition, with the center here at Spectrum Lanes. Big shout out to the Eaton family for all their support. But no pattern information will be revealed until the event has concluded. It's been consistent with USBC collegiate postseason play for a couple of years now. Got some folks cheering on their teams in the chat. Bonnie for Delaware State. Another question about jumping around to watch the other channels and teams. Depending on what you're watching on, if it's on a desktop or a laptop, it should be below the video. So if you see the chat, which I know you do because you wrote the question in there, you should be able to find it below the video if it's desktop or laptop. If it's a mobile device or an iPad maybe, you're going to want to check in the top right-hand corner. There should be a 4-box window pane that you can click on, which will take you to the channel navigation. And then from there, you can pick your team to follow or pair to watch. And if you're wondering where teams are at, we have a pairing sheet available as well. We'll drop that in the chat. But if you want to find it on your own, if you are in the chat at the moment, in the middle above it, you see 3 different tabs. You can click on that. And that will take you to our information page, which is what we're using for a lot of the stuff we are giving you folks throughout the course of the competition here. So the pairing sheet's available in there, but we'll go ahead and drop it in the chat as well. So that document is for pairing sheets. Question about the TV schedule. So all the finals are going to be taped Saturday here at Spectrum, but they won't start airing until May 11th. So the very first show is going to be May 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. That'll be the Women's ISC, the singles show. On May 18th, the following Tuesday, we'll have the men's singles show for the ISC, also at 8 p.m. Eastern. The next Tuesday, a trend is happening here. May 25th, we'll have the women's ITC, the team show for the women, will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, so that's the only deviation in time. And then the final event shown, the men's ITC team championship, will be June 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Network. The Intercollegiate Singles Championships already has had its field filled. The top 4 semifinalists determined, both the men's and the women's division. On the women's side, it's going to be Katie Robb from Delaware State, Izzy Allen from McKendree, Marissa Carey from Indiana Tech, and Anna Elijah from North Carolina A&T on the women's side. For the men, Calumet's Petey Virgos, St. Ambrose's Jordan Monins, Wichita State's Alec Keplinger, and Lindenwood's Andrew Sachs, the 4 players advancing on the men's side. But that's what we got for right now. We're going to talk a little bit more about the NCBCA IBMA award show last night and kind of recognize some of the women's All-America team members and award winners in just a little bit. But everybody settle in, enjoy. We're going to have a good time here. And I know a few folks have mentioned it in the chat, looking ahead to PWBA. That should be coming up in just a couple hours as well, the Practice Show podcast with Emil Williams Jr. and Mike Flanagan coming up in a little bit. So everybody hang tight. This is game number 1 of our Baker set here. You got live scoring. You got all the information available at your fingertips. So it's time just to sit back, watch, and enjoy here on Bowl TV for the 2021 Intercollegiate Team Championships. All right, everybody. We're back here. This is game 4 of Baker Set 1. We're watching Baker University and Stephen F. Austin on lanes 15 and 16. Once again, 12 games, 3 total Baker sets will determine our seeding for today's double elimination match play bracket at the 2021 Intercollegiate Team Championships. Through 3 games, Baker at 600 even, so averaging 200. Just a couple pins ahead of that is Stephen F. Austin at 605. We get your score updates from across the house after Baker Set 1 and kind of gauge the scoring pace here. Once again, these teams did not have the opportunity to get the pattern information, so they don't know the length, they don't know the volume, they don't know the type of oil. It is up to their shot making, their coach's keen eye, and communication among the teammates to kind of figure out the invisible challenge here this week. Good question from Sherry about the first round matches in the men's division. We'll run those down right now. Winners on the left side of the bracket. Once again, there's only the one round today. Wichita State defeated Pikeville. Wisconsin Whitewater defeated Indiana Tech. Calumet came from behind. They were down 3-0 and then won the last 4 to defeat William Penn 4-3. Then Emmanuel defeated Lindenwood. So in the winners bracket for tomorrow on the men's side, Wichita State versus Wisconsin Whitewater and Calumet versus Emmanuel on the left side of the bracket. On the right side, Weber International defeated McKendree. Mount Mercy went to the limit against Martin Methodist, but won the deciding game 4-3. St. Ambrose, a victory over Lawrence Tech. And then St. Francis, Illinois defeated Midland. So that means the matchups on the right side of the winner's bracket, Weber versus Mount Mercy and St. Ambrose versus St. Francis, Illinois. Means in the elimination bracket, Pikeville will be taking on Indiana Tech. William Penn will be taking on Lindenwood. Midland will be taking on Lawrence Tech. And Martin Methodist will be facing off against McKendree. During the qualifying portion, we've been doing our best to run down the team information for you. So let's start with Baker Wildcats from Baldwin City, Kansas. Coached by Cheryl Kessler, they qualified second out of Addison and finished the regular season ranked 10th in the power rankings. They only bring 6 to tournaments. I talked to Coach Kessler prior to the start of competition today, and she said, that's kind of their strategy. You can bring up to 8, but they typically bring 6 wherever they go to they know their rotation. I have put it to good use here. Once again, the top 10 ranking, second in Addison. Their roster here for the ITC Elena Bell, Megan Carpenter, Christina Harris, Haley Howard, Caitlin Lucas, and Emily Stamper. There are 6 players this week. Megan Carpenter, the lone senior from San Diego. She actually competed at the PWBA Lincoln Open just last week, so some good reps against the best players in the world for Megan to get ready for this event. It was fun, kind of funny to hear the story from Cheryl, because she said she has some family out that way, so she drove Megan out to Lincoln and mentioned that there's still no fans, similar to what we have here at the ITC and the ISC. No fans allowed at PWBA events yet, and she dropped her off at the door, and out went Megan with her bowling backpack and bowling balls, and was walking, and she's like, it felt like I was dropping my kids off at school again. So that was a pretty funny story about all that. So great to see the dedication, and it sounded like Megan might be participating in a few more PWBA Tour events in the future. So definitely excited to hear that. For Stephen F. Austin, the Lady Jacks, coming to you from Texas, coached by Amber and Steve Lemke. They finished second in Dallas and were ranked 20th overall for the year. Their team heading here this week: Carlene Baer, Dakota Fakney, Crystal and Megan George, Sarah Gill, Annie Leihart, Sarah Voyers, and Tommy White. SFA won the 2019 NCAA Women's Bowling Championships, the second time in program history. Also had won in 2016. They had a couple players recognized during the NTCA award show, part of the Collegiate Awards on BowlTV.com yesterday. Sarah Gill, NTCA honorable mention, as they finished with 200. They'll be at 805. So on the right side of plus. Always like to do that. Average 200 or better. So Sarah Gill and Carlene Baer, honorable mentions for SFA. And Sarah Gill also earning a NCBCA second team All-American for Stephen F. Austin. Final shot coming up here on 15 and 16 for Baker. 168 means they'll finish at 768 after entering this fourth and final game of Baker Set 1 with 600. 805 for Stephen F. Austin. Which means we'll be heading over to Baker Set 2, but let's see if we can get some bonus coverage here. Looks like 3 and 4 is going to be the final pair to wrap up, so everybody hang tight for just a second. So some final game action for Wichita State and North Carolina A&T over on 3 and 4. 579 after 3 games for Wichita State. They deliver a strike there. That's frame 7. For North Carolina A&T, they are at 523 for their first 3. That 10-pin left in frame number 7. So max scores at the moment. If A&T picks up the spare, they can still shoot. Let's see here. They had a nice start, a couple strikes. They still got 232 out there. 230 available for Wichita State. This is their 8th frame. Coming like 210. Looks like they're having a good time out there. As they should. One of the top-ranked teams all year. And talked about award shows. We'll talk a little bit more about the NCBCA awards in full here once we get into Baker set 2. But we'll see Madison Janak step up in a little bit. She's going to be the 2021 NCBCA Most Valuable Player. She also earned that award for the Storm IBMA Bowler of the Year, recognized as the top player from the Bowling Media Organization. Striking the 8th frame for A&T. That was the 9th frame for Wichita State. They can still shoot 210. This looks to be Anna Olaja for North Carolina A&T in their 9th frame. She's going to be on the show for the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. Had a tough match. Had to come back against Tusculum's Jordan Munt, but was able to do so. Fell in frames, catching a few strikes. And here's Janak, 10th frame, first shot. Rings the 10. And drop Wichita's max this game to 190. So they could finish this opening set with 769 with a spare and a strike. Mentioned Stephen F. Austin with 805. McKendry got to 819. There's some of the bigger numbers. Well, a couple teams plus, it looks like, scrolling through the house. With the open max now for A&T is 200 with the 10th frame left to go. Madison, no problem on the spare. Won a pair of tournaments this year individually. A couple top 5s, couple top 10s, 2nd in average, 4th in average diff, on her way to winning Most Valuable Player for the NCBCA. And after they wrap up, that will be these final shots will conclude this round, and then we'll hear the sounds of Zach Barton announcing it's okay for the teams to move on to their next pair, to get ready to go and to continue on with qualifying here. We're a third of the way through, just like that. Went pretty quick earlier today, so our expected start time for the next round is 6 p.m. Eastern.
And that concludes block 1 of competition. Teams, at this time, please move forward to your round 2 lane assignments. When reaching your new pair for round number 2, please use the tablet to turn on the lane and begin your next round of competition. As a reminder,
final tally: Wichita State 188 that game. Their first four, 767. For North Carolina A&T, they rolled 190 that game. They're at 713 for four.
Remember to keep your mask on at all times and properly wear them, covering your nose, mouth, and chin. To turn on the light.
Tally, Wichita State, 188 that game. Their first four, 767.
Athletes, please remember to keep your mask on at all times and properly wear them, covering your nose, mouth, and chin.
Heading back to 15 and 16, we'll watch St. Ambrose and Monmouth up in Baker set 2. So with that, we're going to take off the headset for a quick moment. Let's check the questions in the chat first, see if we got any. Rick, I saw if you folks got to your question. It is 7 a.m. Just a note about the other pairs. That is correct. We do not have the scoreboards available to see, but we do have live scoring available. So that works just as well to kind of keep track of the scoring pace. Question about the Whitewater women, where they'll be bowling next. Wisconsin Whitewater will be on looks like they will be on 7 and 8 with Lincoln Memorial. All right, folks, we're going to let Baker set 2 get underway here, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Talk a little more bowling with you, but thank you again for watching the 2021 Intercollegiate Team Championships from the Spectrum Entertainment Complex in Wyoming, Michigan. My name's Aaron Smith. We appreciate everybody joining us here on Bowl TV for the week-long festivities of the Collegiate National Finals. By the end of Friday and potentially Saturday, we will know our contestants competing for the title in the ITC. TV shows tape Saturday, and then they will run throughout May and June on Tuesdays on CBS Sports Network. But folks, sit back, enjoy. We're going to start up here in just a moment for Baker set 2. Everybody, be like Cheryl. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. She says, go Shockers. But let us know who you're rooting for. All right, folks, we'll be back here on Bowl TV for the ITC Women's Qualifying Block coming up next. All right, everybody, we are in game one of Baker set 2, watching St. Ambrose and Monmouth here at the ITC. A first-time appearance for Monmouth at the Intercollegiate Team Championships. Pretty cool stat on the women's side. 7 of the teams, once again, we have 16 teams in the field. 7 of them are first-time participants for the ITC, so pretty cool. And we have some scores. Let's talk about scores here. Only 2 teams plus. After the first 4 games, McKendree at plus 19 and Stephen F. Austin at plus 5. Mount Mercy in third, minus 13. St. Ambrose, minus 28. Baker, minus 32. That is your top 5 at the moment. Wichita State minus 33, Delaware State minus 49, and Lincoln Memorial minus 54. Monmouth minus 56. Louisiana Tech rounds out the top 10 at minus 73. Newman minus 74. North Carolina A&T minus 87. Maryville minus 108. Mount St. Mary's in 14th, minus 134. Lawrence Tech, minus 141. And then Wisconsin Whitewater, minus 159. We'll round out your field through the first four. Monmouth getting some momentum going here in game 5 of the day. 4 consecutive strikes. Or looking for 4 consecutive strikes, I should say. It's like I knew it was going to happen. But we talked about letting you folks know once again about the National Collegiate Bowling Coaches Association All-Americans and Award winners. For the honorable mentions from Mount Mercy, Ira Amanuddin, who was the Rookie of the Year last year. Cassidy Anschutz from Lincoln Memorial. Sierra Shishoka from Wichita State. Brittany Hosterman from Bowling Green State. Michaela Lancioni from Concordia. Madison McCall from Tulane. Brittany Myers from McKendree, as is Kayla Smith, also earning a spot on the honorable mention team. Cameron Strombeck from North Carolina A&T, and then Mount Mercy's Jenna Williams. Those 10 players, the honorable mention All-Americans for NCBCA. For the second team, Sarah Gill from Stephen F. Austin. Addie Herzberg from Wichita State. Hannah Jarrows from St. Ambrose. Melanie Catton from North Carolina A&T. And Teasha Naranjo from Weber International. 5 players on the second team. The first team we talked about it a little bit earlier. Lindsey Brown from Martin Methodist. Christina Cato from Pikeville. Victoria Jardina from Lawrence Tech. Hope Gramley from McKendree, and Madison Janak from Wichita State. Your first team All-Americans, Madison MVP, Christina from Pikeville. Rookie of the Year, and then the Kerm Helmer Coach of the Year, Andy Dirks from Mount Mercy. Nice 220 out of the gates from Monmouth. The Fighting Bees unable to get the second hit in the 10th. They're going to be in the 2-0s. Pretty neat note, going to be coached by Steve Jarrows this week. So the PBA Tour champion, his daughter Hannah, we mentioned her as being a second-team All-American on the team, and Steve hopping in to help coach this week. It was pretty cool when we were hitting a few more events last season before the cancellation. We got to catch St. Ambrose quite a bit in both the men's and the women's side. And pretty cool to see Steve, traveling to most events, along with Tom Hess as well, for his daughter Megan, who also qualified for the ISC for the second consecutive year. But in looking at the All-American teams, we also announced the NTCA, the National 10-Pin Coaches Association, which is pretty heavily influenced in this event as well, because a lot of the NCAA teams do also compete on the USBC collegiate side. So making sure we get those announcements out there as well. For the honorable mention NTCA teams in 21, Sarah Gillis, Stephen F. Austin, Madison McCall of Tulane, Kiera Saldi from Duquesne, Samantha Gaynor from Vanderbilt, Izzy Allen from McKendree, who made the ISC show yesterday as well, Tamara Stanton from Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's in the field this week as well. Sarah Ratt from Medaille, Amanda Chernovsky from Fairleigh Dickinson, Allie Leyendecker from Louisiana Tech, and Carlene Bayer from Stephen F. Austin. So, looking at those 10 players for the honorable mention, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in the ITC field this week. For the third team, Cassidy Ray of Nebraska, Melanie Caton from North Carolina A&T, Rebecca Dotson from Mount St. Mary's, Erica Quesada from North Carolina A&T, and Miranda Patterson from McKendree. So 4 out of the 5 competing here in the ITC this week. On the third team, for the second team, Mabel Cummins, who was the top qualifier in the ISC, Taylor Davis from Arkansas State, Rachel Bamford from Sacred Heart, Cameron Strombrecht from North Carolina A&T. We've gotten to mention the Aggies a couple times. They're in the field this week. And Kayla Verstrati from Nebraska. And on the first team, NTCA, Crystal Elliott from Nebraska, Hope Gramley from McKendree, Faith Welch from Arkansas State, Denise Blankenzie from Sam Houston, and Jenna Henderson from Fairleigh Dickinson. So on the first team, Hope Gramley representing the Bearcats here at Spectrum Entertainment Complex. Then both Gramley and Izzy Allen winning Division II, Division III awards. Gramley the Player of the Year, Allen the Rookie of the Year, along with head coach Shannon O'Keefe winning Coach of the Year for D2, D3. And the Division I side, Crystal Elliott from Nebraska, the Player of the Year. Denise Blankenzie from Sam Houston, Rookie of the Year, and then Coach of the Year was Paul Klempa from Nebraska. Liking the start from both teams, though. A couple strikes up there. Make it 4 out of 5 for St. Ambrose. Monmouth looking to make it 4 in a row, and we're going to get it. There we go. Business picking up here. We saw the scores. Seemed like the scoring pace was going to be pretty high on the men's side in the early going. It kind of tamed down a little bit. We still had 11 teams average 200 or better during the qualifying portion, but with the way the scoring pace was going at the very beginning, we thought it was going to be a big day for a couple teams. We had 299 from St. Ambrose. Wichita State went 151 over for their first 4. But as the pattern transitioned and teams started to move around the house, it definitely slowed down a little bit. 5 in a row now for Monmouth. St. Ambrose up right to make it, hoping to make it, 6 out of 7. To the ninth frame for Monmouth. Oh, crossing over, making it 7 in a row. They were minus 56 entering this block. And with 3 strikes in the 10th, they'll be plus 99 for 2 games right here. 220 in the opener and a chance for 279. Now 8 in a row. As a fan of the PWBA Tour, like I'm sure many of you are, watching the ITCs, the ISCs, the 7-pin doesn't fall there. Fantastic run from Monmouth. Going to be in the 260s. It's pretty refreshing and exciting to see such a talented field here this week, and plenty of other great players throughout the country competing collegiately as well. That's going to be 268, so 488 for the first 2 for Monmouth here. St. Ambrose can get to 246 this game, so we saw some nice scores early in our opening match, or not a match, but qualifying session. Baker set. Stephen F. Austin finishing plus. And it's looking even nicer here now. So Baker and SFA potentially setting it up a little bit for St. Ambrose and Monmouth to really take advantage of what they're seeing here in Baker set 2 and potentially jump up at the standings. St. Ambrose was in 4th at minus 28. I mentioned Monmouth in 9th place at minus 56 to start Baker set 2. Ring 10-pin. It's going to drop them to the 230s, but when you watch Baker bowling, folks, this is not necessarily something you see all the time. It is tough to put together a 260 game, a 230 game, a 240 game, a 250 game. Because everybody has to be on point. There's no letdown. I mean, we've all been there in leagues and tournaments. When we have a good game, you know how many good shots you typically have to make in order to put up a score like that. And in most cases, for these players, they each only get 2 shots. So you are relying on your teammates, trusting them to help you put together a big score. Just a very impressive showing out of the gates here from both teams. Once again, as a heads up, since we're entering Game 3 of Baker set 2, we're technically more than halfway done with our qualifying block. 6 games in the books, 6 more to go to determine seeding for the double elimination match play bracket. And that first round of matches is going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. Once again, nobody gets eliminated today, which is the great part. Everybody gets the chance to come back tomorrow. But if you lose that first match, just taking a look at it, here's what you have to do to make it to TV. You lose in the first round. You come into tomorrow having to win. Let's count it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then defeat the same opponent twice in a row. You have to win 6 consecutive matches. So even though we talk about it being a situation where nobody's out of it, just have a little bit longer road, but that is what any team who loses today is going to be tasked with moving forward. 6 consecutive Baker best of 7 victories, including having to defeat the undefeated team on your side of the bracket twice. If you win today in our match play round, starting once again 6 p.m. Eastern, you could technically get there with 3 wins tomorrow. You could get to the show. You win your next 3 matches on the show. Boom, done. You're there. Like we did a little bit earlier today during Baker Set 1, let's get to know our teams a little bit. For St. Ambrose, the Fighting Bees, located out of Davenport, Iowa. Going to be coached this week by Steve Jarrows. They qualified 4th out of Dayton to earn their spot here. Finished the regular season ranked 9th in the team ranking system power rating. The lineup out here this week: Carson Burgess, Kayla Devine, Megan Hess, Hannah Jarrows, Heather Motley, Addie Nelson, Kristen Swank, and Aaron Williams. 2 seniors in that group, Heather Jarrows and Kristen Swank. By the way, that we had a shout out to the IBC Youth Development Team and Jason Thomas for putting together a cool moment before we started. If you're watching some of the other pairs before we got going, you potentially saw it. But we had after we had the team introductions, they asked all the seniors to step out to the approach. And not going to lie, the women's squad went a little crazier, and I liked it. It was awesome. But a big shout out. That's a very real part of this tournament that, we get caught up in the excitement, the action, and the striking and all that good stuff. But there's a big underlying thing that happens this week is that for a lot of players, they're going to graduate. They're going to finish up their collegiate career. And this will be the last time they get to represent their school on the lanes in competition. And, it's early in the event. But we'll be seeing some of those emotions tomorrow, especially, as we said, for some of these seniors, 4 years in the making to potentially just make it here. For some bigger goals that they have been aspiring to reach, a national title. For their team, for their teammates, and for their school. So shout out to all the seniors, 4-year seniors. For all that time, that effort, that dedication to the sport of bowling. Taking a look a little more in-depth at Monmouth this year. The Hawks from West Long Branch, New Jersey, coached by Karen Greigel, finished second in Dayton to earn their spot here. Finished the rankings in 35th place overall. Their team this year, we got Maria Agaluz, Camilla Kaufman, Jenna Lair, who made ISCs, Jamie Fellon, Danielle Seaman, Skylar Smith, Sage Yamada, and Amanda Zappacosta, representing the Hawks this year. Got Nicole cheering on Monmouth, Kenda cheering on Mount Mercy, Kenneth asking about Mount St. Mary's in this particular game. Open spare three-bagger. They're sitting in third place overall after the first Baker set at minus 13. It's another young and upcoming program at Mount St. Mary's, making their first ITC appearance, as is Monmouth. Great shot from Megan Hess to set up the 10th frame. 2-11 out there for St. Ambrose. Another strong game for Monmouth. Not quite as many strikes, but just the one open to split up there, filling some frames. Coach Scraggle, gotta like seeing that. So 677 for the first three. Some trouble to start the 10th here for St. Ambrose. 4-10. $177. $614 for three, so St. Ambrose also averaging better than 200 here in the early going. Baker set number 2. 1 game left to go before we make our move once again here at the Spectrum Entertainment Complex. It looks like Monmouth and St. Ambrose, two of the schools competing a little bit quicker here. It looks like only one other pair, 19 and 20, with Maryville and Louisiana Tech, is already into Game 4 of Baker Set 2. So you know what that means, folks. Bonus coverage for some of our other pairs here. Excited to see the energy levels coming up tonight. We got the first glance with the men's teams. We saw some teams a little more laid back. A few teams were kind of waited for their opportunity to really get amped up when it was closer to having business all settled and squared away. Two Game 7s earlier today. Mount Mercy hanging on. Some late strikes to wrap it up. Really unique matchup they had against Martin Methodist. They actually tied back-to-back games. So in a tie in the best-of-7 Baker format, you get a half a point. So first it was 2-1. And then it was 2.5 to 1.5, and then it was 3.5 to 2, and then it was 3-3 before Mount Mercy won the final game. Set up a matchup with Weber International. Well, good note in the chat from Chris Pulliam. That is correct, folks. We will be getting you some coverage from the PWBA Greater Cleveland Open today as the practice session gets underway. Mike Flanagan and Emil Williams Jr. will, or I should say, are both on site at Yorktown Lanes. So their podcast is going to be popping up. We got the individual pairs available a little bit farther down on the navigation for today. But we got that PWBA main channel. If you're on desktop or laptop, you may have seen it pop up during Baker set 1. And so that should be some good stuff. I don't think the main channel will start up for about another 15 minutes or so. The practice session in Cleveland. Scheduled from 4 p.m. Eastern to 5:30. So additional excitement here on Bowl TV. Tomorrow we're running the full gauntlet tomorrow. We're gonna have 9 channels here and 5 there. So 14 channels of live bowling coverage available to the subscribers and event ticket holders of Bowl TV. So if you got that monthly subscription or an annual, you got access to all that. If you just got the event ticket for either the ITC, ISC, or specifically for the PWBA, you can only watch those. What a great weekend to be a bowling fan. And a great Baker set to be a Monmouth Hawk right now because they have been impressive. Having players striking from both sides of the lane. Another strike there for Megan. She's been tossing some strikes up there. Sets up the 10th frame. 209 out there for St. Ambrose. And a chance for 200 even here to wrap up the set. Chance to go plus 77 here for Monmouth. That would from that plus 21. Come on, 4-pin. $198 means $875 for the set. So plus 19 now for the Hawks. Niskew in the 10th from St. Ambrose. They're going to finish at 176. So that's going to put them a little south of 800 for the block, but they're still going to be in pretty good shape here. Once again, qualifying just to determine seeding for bracket play. Let's see. Where do we want to go? What's happening across the house here? Lincoln Memorial and Wisconsin Whitewater still have a full game left to go. How about Newman and Mount Mercy over on 3 and 4? Everybody hold tight. We're going to make the trek down to the low end of the house. So here's what we know so far. A, Newman is on the left of your screen on lane 3, the Newman Jets, coached by Billy Murphy. Dressed very dapperly today. It was actually pretty cool. He was helping hand out a couple of the NCBCA awards today for Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year. Also the head coach of the Newman Jets, and once again they're on the left lane. And then we have Mount Mercy, the Mustangs, up on lane 4 to the right. This is the final game for Newman. This is their 5th frame. The bucket up there. If they convert it, they're clean through 5. A couple strikes, but no doubles. Would be 78 in the 5th with the in the 4th, with the conversion. They get it. For Mount Mercy, an open in the 1st, spare in the 2nd, spare in the 3rd, strike in the 4th. We just saw that. And now senior Cassidy Corey looking to add one more here. Double in the 5th if she's able to connect. Well, that's pretty good. Mount Mercy, the top-ranked team in the in the power rankings when the regular season came to a close. Head coach Andy Dirks, the Kerm Helmer Coach of the Year, I believe for the 2nd consecutive season. Once again, we do have access to the entire house here from the main channel, but you can watch any pair and play available here at the ITC. Two pin in the 8th for Newman. With the spare, their max becomes 204. Open in the 6th for Mount Mercy. That was in their 7th. with the spare. Their max score, 209 this game. Newman striking the ninth. Great shot there. It's fun to see how the different teams interact after their matches are done. We just saw Delaware State kind of closer to where we're at. We're behind lanes 13 through 16 here for the unofficial Bowl TV studio. Just saw kind of a players-only meeting with the team before taking a quick break to relax. Monmouth in front of us. Kind of a similar situation. All the players kind of together, talking, chatting. A little bit more laid back for St. Ambrose at the moment. But they're a team who's been here before. They kind of know the lay of the land of the ITC. They know while it's important to find something here today during the qualifying that it's really a brand new event heading into match play coming up. The 8 count is in the 9th frame for Mount Mercy. With the spare, they can still get to 184 max score. Fill ball left to go for Newman. They can get to 184 with a strike. It's going to be 181, so they're going to be at minus 145 through the first 8 games. And then after this, we'll head to the Wisconsin Whitewater and Lincoln Memorial Baker set over on 7 and 8 for this 10th frame. From Mount Mercy's Cassidy Corey. Really good shot there to ring the 10. It's been a common hit this week at Spectrum. That's the 10 pin has been a little bit tougher to get to tumble on some of these really good shots. Over on lane 8, Wisconsin Whitewater is putting together a very strong final game of this Baker set. See the ball tracking right there. Getting the strike, late hit of the 10. They can still shoot 258 this game. Warhawks getting amped up. So let's see if we can get over there with the missed single pin 162 finish from Mount Mercy. They're at 1548 overall, so minus 52. So Whitewater on lane 8 to your right. Lincoln Memorial on the left at different points of the game. LMU catching a hit there. Final shot for Wisconsin Whitewater. They're in the 240s this game. Going to be 245 with the single pin left up there. Nice finish for the Warhawks. They're at minus 169 for their overall score. But some struggles so far this game for Lincoln Memorial. This is their 7th frame. They started with 4 consecutive opens before a spare in the 5th and then the strike. Get to the pocket, lean on the 10. Kind of curious what, this is by far the last pair that's going to wrap up. So LMU has the whole center to themselves. So we get some bonus shaking as teams move around the center. Kind of curious. I haven't watched LMU all for the entire day, so I'm not sure if this is how they've been kind of supporting each other throughout the course of competition so far this week. But showing a lot of camaraderie here. Question about the total score and the live scoring. I believe that is correct. It is following the teams from what I can deduct. So I believe that is correct. A note on from Tamara asking about the scoreboards for some of the other pairs. We suggest going with the live scoring application to keep an eye. It's going to be a little bit easier to read and going to allow you to keep up just as well. So we'll drop the link for that in the chat as well. So this is the 9th frame coming up. Game 4 of Baker set 2. Baker set 3 will be up next. And then we will know where our teams are set. The double elimination match play bracket, best of 7 Baker, coming up later today on Bowl TV. First shot of the 10th there, strike for the Rail Splitters. Still get to 152. If they're able to strike out, they'll be at minus 207. So looking at where they were at to start, they were in 8th place after the first Baker set at minus 54. So definitely a troubling couple of games here for Lincoln Memorial, but nice to see the team camaraderie there, though.
And that concludes round 2 of qualifying for the Intercollegiate Team Championship. Teams, please move forward to your round 3 lane on your lane rotation schedule. When you get to your lane, please hit the keypad twice, once to turn your lane back on, and once to begin your next game of competition. Teams, please
Final score 142. They're at minus 217 after 8 games.
At the conclusion forward to the competition, coaches, please bring your recap sheet to the front counter. That way we can verify your scores versus what was pulled in the scoring system. Twice, once to turn your lane back on. Round 1 of match play for all teams. Game of competition will begin at 6 p.m. We will practice at 5:35. All time, covering your nose, mouth, and chin. At the conclusion of round 3 of competition, coaches, please bring your recap sheet to the front counter. If you plan on eating in a restaurant during your break, we do ask that you please come up to the counter. We can give you a menu, and it is requested that you pre-order your meal to ensure that everyone has time to eat during the 1-hour break. At 6 p.m. with practice at 5:45. If you plan on eating in the restaurant during your break, we do ask that you please come up to the counter. We can give you a menu, and it is requested that you pre-order your meal to ensure that everyone has time to eat during the 1-hour break.
Take a look back at 15 and 16 for Baker set 3. It looks like Wichita State and Lincoln Memorial will be joining us here. So as we get prepared for that, it appears the PWBA podcast is live as well from Yorktown Lanes in Parma Heights, Ohio, just outside of the great city of Cleveland. Emil Williams Jr., Mike Flanagan on site, to Neil Milligan, Caitlin Nelson as well. So potentially something to check out, to go back and forth with. Say hello to Emil. In fact, go over there and tell Emil hello from me, Aaron Smith. Make him feel welcome. I'm actually going to go do that myself too as we get ready. So I'm going to go in the chat and say hello to. Do they not have a chat up? Can't go say hi to Emil now if there's no chat. Anyway, though, folks, Emil's back this week, so that's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be here for the ITC, ISC, and PWBA Greater Cleveland Open, all on Bold TV. So everybody hang tight. We're going to get ready for Baker set 3 and know where all of our teams are sitting for bracket play. Coming up next here on Bold TV from the 2021 Intercollegiate Team Championships. Game number 1 of Baker set number 3 coming to a close here with Wichita State and Lincoln Memorial, and got some strikes up there. If you guys know me, I like seeing strikes up there. Less of a fan of the missed single pins, but LMU still off to a great start. But shake that off. Can still get to the 220s this game. For Wichita State, the 4-7 conversion, they can still get to 237. Do have an update after 8. We'll get to that in a moment here. After we wrap up this game here, we'll talk a little bit more about our teams as well. Here's our update, though. Only 3 teams plus after 8 games, averaging better than 200. .232 for Wichita State. Back-to-back opens the Lincoln Memorial 202 for the Rail Splitters. Looking at the standings through 8 here on site. Got Stephen F. Austin at +75, McKendree at +24, and Monmouth at +19. Your top 3 and only teams plus. St. Ambrose at -38 and Mount Mercy at -52. We'll round out your top 5. We will continue on here in just a moment. 6th place, Baker, -116. Louisiana Tech, -122. Lawrence Tech, -129. It's your top 8. North Carolina A&T, -139. Wichita State, -143. Newman, -145. Delaware State, -153. Maryville, -161. And then it switched on me. Just got a couple more teams to go here. Got Maryville in 13th, -161. Wisconsin Whitewater, -170. Mount St. Mary's, -175. And Lincoln Memorial, -218. So we got some teams looking to find some momentum here at the very end of the qualifying block. Wichita State in 10th, Lincoln Memorial in 16th. Once again, nobody cut from this round, so that's always important to note. This is to determine seeding for the bracket only. Again, folks, the PWBA podcast from the Greater Cleveland Open, currently live and available as well. Talked a little bit about LMU as they were wrapping up Baker set 2. Still digging the team unity here. Every player at full attention, watching the next competitor up there. Another team that is new to the ITC in 2021. They captured a win at the Hoosier Classic a little bit earlier this year on Bowl TV. Now they're looking for a double. Here, a solid start after they let a couple frames get away from them. At the end of game 1 here, Baker's at 3, finished with 202, and this is a nice start here. There's Madison Janak. Wichita State looking for their first double and going to connect the MVP, the player of the year in Wichita State. Let's get to learn a little bit more about our teams here. So we'll start with Lincoln Memorial, the Rail Splitters out of Harrogate, Tennessee. Coached by Tori Bartolone. Qualified third out of Edison, finished the regular season 19th in points, or in the ranking system, excuse me. Their roster heading into this event, Cassidy and such, freshman from New York, Jada Bissett, Justine Brookover, Giselle Lampkin, and Olivia Lampkin, both freshmen out of Henderson, Nevada. Danielle McCarrocher. Probably made that tougher than it had to be, so Danielle, I apologize. Nick Kerr-Archer. Alexa Poston. Then Tyra Sanchez. Two seniors on this team, Justine Brookover and Tyra Sanchez. With a lot of freshmen and sophomore. That's the rest of the lineup. Got the two seniors and everybody else underclassmen. So a lot of future success on the horizon in store for the Rail Splitters. Taking a look at Wichita State, the famed Wichita State Shocker program. Of course, Wichita, Kansas, coached by Holly Harris. Qualified through Dallas, where they easily won the sectional. Finished the regular season second overall in the team ranking system power rating. Their roster: Sierra Shoshoka, Madison Hanson, Addie Hasberg, Sydney Hollinger, Madison Janak, we mentioned her a couple times already today, Sarah Clausen, and Olivia Komorowski. The Shockers here at the ITC in 2021. Wichita State going to post a clean game here. Just the one double. Just the one open for Lincoln Memorial. So they can strike out to get to 200. .207 for Wichita State. They're going to be at 439 for 2 this block. Once again, looking at the, we mentioned they were in 10th place at minus 143. But a solid block here could easily get them potentially into the top 6. They're at minus 143. 6th place currently is minus 116. So that's just 27 pins between 6th and 10th. And granted, from 6th to 15th place at minus 175. Less than 60 pins from 6th place to 15th. So plenty of potential for a big shakeup in the standings here. Of course, that will determine what side of the bracket these teams are on, who they'll be facing, and what the road will look like to the CBS Sports Network Finals here at the 2021 Intercollegiate Team Championships from Spectrum Entertainment Complex in Wyoming, Michigan, just outside of Grand Rapids. A big thanks to the West Michigan Sports Commission, the CVB here in the area, have been working very hard to bring this event to the greater Grand Rapids area. Have been providing information throughout. We've got a nice little list at the host hotel of kind of the restaurant schedule, not only around the host hotel, but around the bowling center here and along the way. So big thanks to the entire team at the West Michigan Sports Commission. Great CVB helping us out this week. All right, we got double in the 10th. 2-0 still out there for the Rail Splitters. Steady start for them here in Baker set 3. Going to be 202 in the opener, and one more strike gets them to 200 even. I'm not going to lie, this 15 and 16, obviously we're staying here because that's where our equipment's at. And that last hit gets us to 200 as we get ready for the final 2 games of qualifying here. But we've seen a relatively decent scoring pace on 15 and 16, so we'll see if that maintains in the bracket upcoming. As we get ready for Game 3 of Baker Set 3. just a game and a half left to go qualifying here in the women's division at the 2021 Intercollegiate Team Championships taking place at the Spectrum Entertainment Complex in Wyoming, Michigan. My name's Aaron Smith. Big thank you to everyone for joining us here throughout the course of competition today. 6 p.m. Eastern, about an hour and 15 minutes from now. We will be kicking off match play here. Baker best of 7, that's right, let's go. All about that best of 7 Baker energy that we're going to see here coming up shortly on Bowl TV. Speaking of energy, though, let's get ready for another giveaway here. It's been we had one earlier today during qualifying. And I have to ask JT. I feel it's okay to do this on the air. We got a giveaway to do here, but we got the PWBA channel. Should we just surprise them and just put it up there without letting them know? And they'll just be like, hey, what's going on here? Where's this giveaway coming from? I like the sound of that, don't you? Unsuspecting giveaways for people watching PWBA. That sounds like a bonus. And now all the folks here on ITC are watching the ITC. You guys already have the heads up that's going to be coming up soon here, so let's make this happen. We got an ITC branded tumbler for one lucky Bowl TV fan coming up to give away here. Let's do it soon here. We got Wichita State putting up a nice game. They're tossing some strikes. Let's go after their 9th frame. We'll get this giveaway going. So they completed the 9th frame. This is your first time on Bowl TV. All you have to do is wait for the submit entry button to pop up on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. If you're in full screen mode, we do recommend you take it out so you can see the chat and all that. There'll be a quick countdown saying the giveaway is about to begin. Usually about a 60-second countdown as we got 210 there. See if they can make a run at it here in frame number 9. 232, 207 for the Shockers so far. 202 and 200 for the Rail Splitters of Lincoln Memorial as they get the hit in the 7th. But we'll say a giveaway will begin. And then after 60 seconds, a new prompt will come up with the submit entry button. That's all you have to do. Just click submit entry. You'll have a chance to win an ITC branded tumbler. Courtesy of Bowl TV. We're not going to get the 210, but we will get the giveaway going. Appreciate the nice comment in the chat there, James. We're very glad you're enjoying the coverage. We enjoy bringing it to you. Giveaway is going. Let's go. Unsuspecting PWBA giveaway energy in the world right now. Hopefully an equally perplexed Emil and Mike Flanagan at the moment. Saying, did you hit the button? I didn't hit the button. Did you hit the button? Little did they know. It was us all along here in Wyoming, Michigan. Unsuspecting Wyoming, Michigan. Dropping giveaways in Cleveland. Good luck, everybody. Congratulations to Stephanie Smith for winning the giveaway. Taking home an ITC tumbler. Stephanie, our marketing team will reach out to you to make sure they connect and get that prize to you. So congratulations, and thank you for being a part of the Bowl TV community. Big thanks to everybody for participating. Got a 200 even in the books from Wichita State. They're at 639 for this first 3 games. Lincoln Memorial's run is going to end at 4. 4-pin second shot, but going to be in the 2 teens. Really a nice bounce back after some struggles in that opening, or not opening, the second Baker set. You know, we talked about them going from about -50 to -218, and you know, that's not super fun to do. They bounce back very nicely here, though. Steady games. .202, 200, 216, so they're plus 18 for these 3 games so far. 1 left to go here. Now, it looks like across the house we're actually in game 4, so we're going to be wrapping up here in the next 10, 15 minutes or so, folks, before we'll take a quick break to get ready for the final bit of action for today, the first round of double elimination match play bracket. Best of 7 Baker format. Doesn't get any better than that. Just like an early 3-bagger from Wichita State. Enjoying the energy on this Wichita State team as well. They're very laid back, very loose. Great culture there. Head coach Holly Harris and program director Mark Lewis, Hall of Famer Mark Lewis. One of the good guys in the sport of bowling. Has an excellent sweater collection to wear around the holiday season. One of the best parts of the Las Vegas events, right around the new year. I don't know if everybody needs to know that about the sweater, but I kind of thought you did. So now you have that nugget of information. If you ever run across Coach Lewis to say, heard you have some great holiday sweaters that you wear to bowling tournaments. Taking a look in the Bowl TV chat, and James, that is correct. Total pinfall for right now is just determining seeding. So there's no elimination. There's no cut line. Purely for seeding purposes only for the bracket. Then once again, that first round, 6 p.m. Eastern. Going to be about an hour from now. Got some pairs actually getting pretty close to wrapping up. 11 and 12 with Newman and Baker. They start here for Lincoln Memorial, 4 in a row after the open in the first. Striking the eighth for Lincoln Memorial, 229 still out there, 237 available for Wichita State. Once again, we'll be curious to see how much they jump with this particular set. Going to be well over 800. I mentioned how close the standings were, basically from 6th place to 15th place. So we'll be curious to see if this will be enough to put them pretty close to the top 5. With the spare now, 217 their max score, so that would be 856 for the set, so plus 56 would get them under minus 100. And all the teams around them would have had to have kept pace. Open's going to drop the max score down to 197 for Lincoln Memorial. Going to bring in a sub here for Wichita State to wrap things up with the strike. All right. 217. So they are going to be at that plus 56 for the block. Going to drop their score to, let's see, 43 minus 87. So that means all the teams ahead of them would have had to have, at least up until sixth place, would have had to bowl pretty strong. Had themselves a nice number as well. So expect to see a big jump for There's the double. Once again, it's going to be a nice bounce back for Lincoln Memorial. A lot of positives to take away from this Final Four game. Same for Wichita State. Final shot here. I don't know if we got anything else going on. Looks like one team is still bowling. Over on like Mount Mercy. That's 23 and 24, I think. 197 finish for Lincoln Memorial. So a plus Baker set for them, as well as Wichita State. Let's go ahead and see what Mount Mercy is up to. Everybody hang tight for just a quick second. Strike for the Mustangs. That was in frame number 9, so an opportunity to shoot 233 this game. They were paired up with Delaware State already in the books at 168. So taking a look here at as the scores kind of wrap up across the board, 2,400 is a score of even or better. I'm only seeing 2 scores reaching that total. Louisiana Tech got to +2. So they had themselves a nice finish. They were, what were they? They were -122, so that's a huge finish for Louisiana Tech. Stephen F. Austin at 2493, so +93, +2. McKendree at -21. St. Ambrose -51. This is just random order. Wichita State -87. Monmouth -9. Wisconsin Whitewater -77. Looking for the spare here to kick off the 10th. able to topple it over. So they'll be at, let's see, with a strike here on the fill ball, they'll be at minus 97 for the block. So it looks like Stephen F. Austin, the Lady Jacks, will be our top overall team. Louisiana Tech second, Monmouth third, McKendree fourth, and St. Ambrose fifth, unofficial.
Coaches, please make sure to turn in your recap sheets as soon as possible so that we can verify your recap sheet versus the scores that come out of the scoring system. Teams, at this time, you are allowed to make service adjustments as needed to all bowling equipment. The practice session for round 1 of the match play will begin at 5:45. Once again, practice at 5:45 with competition at 6 p.m. Athletes and coaches, as a reminder, please make sure to properly wear your mask at all times, covering your nose, mouth, and chin. Merchandise for the Intercollegiate Team Championships is for sale down behind lanes 33 and 34. Go check out the apparel behind lanes 33 and 34. With competition at 6 p.m. Athletes and coaches, as a reminder, please make sure to properly wear your mask at all times, covering your nose, mouth, and chin. Merchandise for the Athletic Team Championships is for sale down behind lanes 33 and 34. Go check out the apparel behind lanes 33 and 34.
All right, folks, Zach has wrapped up his announcements, so that means it's time for us to wrap up our coverage here for qualifying. We'll be back in about an hour. Once again, it'll be a pretty quick turnaround, so we're not going to take – oh. There we go. All right, we're not going to take too much time to wrap things up here because we'll do that later tonight. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. We learned a little bit about the oil pattern. We are ready to get excited, get motivated, get pumped up. Best of 7 Baker match is coming up next. It doesn't get any better than that. First round of match play, women's field, Intercollegiate Team Championships here in 2021, Spectrum Entertainment Complex, Wyoming, Michigan. I'm Aaron Smith. Big thanks to Jason Thomas for all his help, as always, today. The staff here at Spectrum, of course, and then the IBC Youth Development Team, who's doing their thing on site as well. Our Gold Industry partners, Rotogrip and Storm, Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider. Of course, all of you on Bowl TV. I think you still got some time to head over and go bother Emil and Mike for a little bit from the PWBA podcast from the Greater Cleveland Open. Then we'll be back at the top of the hour, 6 p.m. Eastern, folks. So we will see you soon. And remember, on Bowl TV, bowling lives